And part 3, we're back. So, it's interesting because I was thinking like, oh, geez, like is this actually going deep enough? You know, how deep do we need to be going? I'm also hearing, how deep is your love? How deep is your love? Okay. Maybe being asked to prioritize a little bit this person in your life that you're thinking about. 3 on the timer, as I said that. Whoop, there we go. Let's take a lookie. We got 2 here. Beauty. Okay. So we have the moon. Those cuties. They're so cute. I'm trying to tilt it so that. And Knight of Pentacles. This is the Starlight Garden tarot that I got on Etsy for Meta Tarot Studio. Okay. There is a female, feminine, in this scenario who really does just want your time. Honestly, not asking for a lot. Sometimes I think, and guys, I think, get a lot of pressure, there is a lot of pressure. I know we're all like, rah, rah, sis, boom, boom, women, but like men do have a lot of pressure. Think about the average guy. Okay, let's not think about the worst dirtbag in the world right now. Let's just think about literally the most normal guy that you know. Okay, this could be your brother, this could be your nephew, this could be a cousin, a nice neighbor, someone you went to school with, an old roommate, I'm thinking of an old roommate of mine, and such a nice guy, just the average guy. Can you imagine being in a world right now? And listen, okay, I know, all right, what I'm about to say might be controversial. But can you imagine being just the average guy, nice guy? And when he's walking down the street behind a woman, he has to make extra sure that he lets her know that he's not a predator. That he has to then make sure that he crosses the other side of the street instead of letting her cross the other side of the street. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a flipped perspective of what we more often will talk about. And we sometimes don't acknowledge those guys. And there's a heck of a lot more of those ones than the dirt bags, I assure you. So anyways, I think I just went off topic, but this might be on someone's mind, okay? Either you're that nice guy, nice normal guy, trying to find that nice normal girl, having a hard time with it, or you have a nice normal guy who kind of needs to be reminded sometimes, right? Or you're looking for that nice guy. But this one particularly is picking up from part 2, where there is, I get an older couple in this scenario, but like, or the woman is slightly older, and honestly, she just wants your time. And I get the sense she likes to paint and things. I get a lot of artists, I think, that come through here, or artist energy anyways. But there is that element, and I get the sense that the male in this particular situation feels pressure to showcase almost like his worthiness, if that makes sense. Which, okay, that goes back to that image I was just getting about. He has to make sure he crosses the street to show that he's not a bad guy. It's like the extra work to show that he's a worthwhile, safe person to be with, right? So I get the sense that this guy in this particular relationship or scenario here or situation is feeling a burden in terms of how he's trying to come across, okay? Gary, like, I'm feeling tight in the throat right now, like, but the word Gary, it's like, it's almost like we don't even want to talk about him. I don't know why we don't want to mention his name. Eugene, something about connection with Montreal. Montreal's coming up right now, which is a city in Quebec in Canada. Barry and Gary rhyme, so that's interesting. Maybe the last name Barton or something. Not connected, but there it is. Okay, I'm gonna move on from this because I could probably deep dive into this and then I don't know where I'm going. So I pulled the second card here, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so it's the Knight of Pentacles. So now we have another knight here. Yeah, this knight, this knight's cute. I don't know how I know this. I just know he is. Oh, that's why. That's it. Oh my God. I don't know why I think he's cute. I can't see him at all. The only thing I can see is his energy. Bing, bing, bing. That's what it is. Here's a guy or a girl. Oh, they got a good energy. They do something to you and you can't put your finger on it. And this is a reminder that your energy, oh my God, this goes back to part 1. Of course it does. Of course it does. Oh, I love it. Okay, yes, that is the truth. I can see like blue, it's telling me that is the truth, being wrapped in blue. It's the energy. It's the energy that you emit. So that's what's most important at the end of the day. Now, I was having a conversation with a friend a while back where the body image issue was coming up. And, you know, that's a conversation women have. We talk about that stuff probably more often than we really ought to. But it's like that, like, will they, won't they like me because maybe I didn't shave my legs? You know what I'm saying, right? Usually stuff that's less easily changed, you know, if you will. You know, and she reminded me, she's like, well, think about all the crushes you've had in the past. I'm like, yeah, okay. It's like, were they all like hot rods, like total beach bods? Like, and literally, quite literally, no. I don't think any of them were. Like, none of them were. You know what I mean? None of them were. It wasn't about what they looked like. Oh, yeah, you're drawn to them a little bit in terms of what they look like. Now, that's how I roll, but I read energy, right? So, but it's your aura, it's your energy, it's your personality, it's those things that give you the staying power. So I think you're being reminded of that. And I'm just looking at this here with, you know, I feel like this is the divine, this huge, huge, powerful energy, right? And here we are, this cute little meet, but this is where we come from, and we can't forget where we come from. We are part of that exciting thing, right? So yeah, that's great, Hope, but when am I getting mine? I hear you. Do we have a timeline for any of this? So some of the stuff is already in the works, and then we want to know maybe a bit of a timeline for someone else. 10 of Wands, okay. In reverse, and I'm somehow wanting to read the reversal for this one, so we'll see. So I get the 10 of Wands. Okay, I do get something like October. Someone doesn't want to hear that, but, you know, October. Whoops. Time is required, I feel. For someone else, June. Or the 6th of the month, whenever you read this. So, or the 10th of the month. Oh, and for some of you, February, which if you're catching this now, ding dings now. And I think you're also being reminded of the 2-2 portal. So I'm hopping on. I'm not doing something as a creator. I'm doing something as a consumer. I'm going to hop on and find a meditation for the 2-2 portal tomorrow. It's a really, you know, big one. So I've been told. And yeah, it's good practice to get into those. The portal ones, last time I did a portal one, I think I've done 2 now. I did the 12/12 portal, and then I did the 1/11, so January 11th. So December 12th, January 11th, and now I'm going to do February 2nd. And I got to tell you, pretty moving, like big visuals and things like that. So you might want to consider also utilizing that time for manifestations because, you know, the numerology don't lie. There's something about, I don't know, like it's one of those things, it's like, I don't want to give it all away right now, but like I kind of have to because it's coming through. But it's like, you know, something about angel numbers, like it's light coding. It is like coding for a program. And when you see an angel number, it is, you know, it clicked the other day where I was like, oh my God, they're light codes. They're light codes. And it was like revolutionary. And what I mean by that is, if you're developing your relationship to your guides and your guardian angels and to God and the universe or whatever you want to call it, okay, you know, you are getting very clear messages, and sometimes you're not even conscious about what you're receiving. But if you are getting an angel code, trust me on this, it's a light code. It is programming you in some fashion, in a good way, but it's always a good idea to go and like look them up, because then you'll usually be aligned with a nice little message that pertains to you. Okay, so with this 10 of Wands, there's someone, oh man, he's handsome though. Someone though who's into agriculture, someone who might have his own like hobby farm or her own hobby farm, but I'm getting like a masculine energy off of this one. Someone who is, I get this quiet, silent type that really likes to work outdoors and in nature, works with his hands, and not a man of many words is what I get from this. This is the one pertaining to either the 10th of the month or October, which is the 10th of the year. Yeah, there's something there, but might have served in the military. I'm getting a sense of that. Perhaps served in the military, and now he's in rebellion mode and he's grown his hair a little bit past the collar, like a wild guy. So that might be coming up. And Julia, again, I think I heard that name earlier. Julia. Oh, someone might be coming to surprise you. I don't want to ruin surprises. Oh, there I go again. I get the sense that someone's going to show up. If this has been relating to you, someone, okay, so this guy also is like, I'm seeing olive skin and might be tall and thicker, broader shoulders kind of thing. And this person might just show up like at your workplace or on your doorstep with like a big bouquet of flowers, because they obviously understand, you know, that love language is important. And that might be a real surprise. And I think the question is going to be, will she or won't she? My goodness, I hope I didn't ruin anything. Will she or won't she? That might be a big question. And also, you know, that's it. Will she or won't she? Okay. I'm leaving it at that. Okay. Six of Pentacles, again, that's for the June, but there's something about Jesus. So that connects with, I think, our part 2, where we talked about the anointing or being anointed. That might even be in part 1. So if you haven't checked part 1, go back to part 1. And there's a connection there with Jesus. And I get the sense of like someone who's almost like taking a religious pilgrimage, and goes out on a pilgrimage and has some sort of like religious experience or discovery, but potential for meeting someone maybe there. But I think a lot of this is, some of the through line I'm seeing here is, if I were to summarize all of this, is we have a love of self situation that came up. We have love with the divine, so your relationship with the divine, and then we have our earthly love with other people in our lives. Pretty amazing how it's all tying in, especially because I said, this month's going to be about all kinds of love. And here we go, seeing all kinds in our cards. But God is speaking to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There might be someone here who's going on almost like a local pilgrimage. So going out stargazing, going out to see if you can like summon an orb. Be mindful of that, by the way. I've heard stories, so just be mindful. Don't go doing anything you're not 100% familiar with. And if you're going to explore, make sure you have divine guidance on your side. So shields up and all that. But yeah, there's definitely like an aspect of getting in tune with God and, you know, religious, you know, institution, if that is how you roll. And yeah, I think there's gifts coming in. You know, it's interesting. I've been sort of mulling about the idea about praying for money, which is, if you are a recovering Catholic of any sort, you probably understand that you know, poverty is a real virtue in the Catholic Church. And that's been something I've been milling about, because my grandmother used to say, no, she was such a good Roman Catholic. You can't pray for money. Can't do it. And now here I am growing up in a world where it's like manifestations left, right, and center, right? And what do we do when we think about manifestations? We're trying to think about wealth and abundance. And that obviously ties in with money. So I've been sort of working that out. Anyways, I'll save it for another day, but that's coming up here as a value. So are you finding yourself stopped a little bit or slowed down by maybe an old belief that was told to you? And I'm being, okay, this is such an example. It's such, I don't want to say it's a dumb example. It's a very much real life example, but I do think it connects. Okay. So stay with me here. For years. Okay. So I love South Asian cuisine. I love Indian food. Okay. I love curries. I love all of that, you know, and I really wanted to start making it myself. And I remember mentioning this years ago. I was like, oh yeah, you know, I want to learn how to make some really good curries and stuff. And I remember I was young. Someone's like, oh my God, there's so many ingredients. Like, oh my God, it is so hard. Like, oh my God, there's just so many steps involved and blah, 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 blah. I had never done it before. And I took what those people were saying as though they had the beginning, middle, and end on it. And I avoided doing any of that and exploring any of that for years. I didn't make myself any of the things that I really loved because someone else who probably never even did it themselves was telling me that it was hard. And I never did a background check to see what they knew about it. They knew, what would they know? Like Northern Ontario? What would they know? So that's coming up. How's this tying in? How's this tying in for these people? Please, and thank you for bringing me back. The thing that might seem hard is maybe not as hard as you think it is. So I said something, I will see it afterwards and go, duh, that's what I was supposed to say. But I'm hoping you kind of get my drift. It is important to, if you're getting an inkling to pursue something, to give it a shot, and who cares what other people think? You do not know what point of experience they're coming from, okay? Because like, someone who doesn't know how to cook, of course they're going to think things are difficult. Someone who doesn't like to cook, nothing's going to be fun. Toast is going to be difficult because they don't enjoy it, right? So I don't know why you're being told by my guides from me to you to keep that in mind. Okay, let's finish off with Ascended Master's card. Look what's on the bottom. Twin Flame. Are you kidding me? Should we read that? Why not? I'm going to incorporate my other cards that I didn't. Oh my God. And of course, there's Ganesh too. Removing obstacles. So that was in there too. All right. I'm going to read the Twin Flame one because it was at the bottom. I am going to do a shuffle though and ask for one more. Do we have another message here for our collective? As we are approaching our 2-2 portal, we're entering into a new month. Fresh start. Spring's around the corner. Lots of excitement. What do we have? My Ascended Masters. Our Ascended Masters for our collective. There we go. Blue. Ooh, beauty. Saint Germain. Work your magic. Okay. So I'm going to start with Saint Germain and I'm going to end with the Twin Flame card. Work your magic. One moment, please. Saint Germain. Here we go. You have the power to resolve the situation you're inquiring about. This card signifies your untapped magical abilities, which you've used successfully in the past. Pull these abilities out of storage and use them to work your magic now. Ding ding, 2-2 portal. Your clear and focused intentions, positive expectations, prayers, decrees, and action steps all create the healings and manifestations you desire. Additional meanings? We talked about this at the beginning. Decide clearly what you will and won't accept in this situation. That's amazing. As your clarity will bring immediate results. Have steady faith in a positive outcome, mindset. Study alchemy and manifestation principles. Yes, we will. Saint Germain isn't a Catholic saint, but a count from the French region called Saint Germain. He was known as the Wonder Man of Europe during his lifetime in the early 1700s. Saint Germain was renowned for his magical abilities to give gems and fountain of youth-like elixirs to his many friends. He was a virtuoso musician and linguist who was beloved by royalty and blue-collar workers alike. Saint Germain helps light workers who wish to work toward world peace and bring about integrity and honesty in governmental and other systems. Yeah. There's actually a sacred book that he did, and apparently he's got spell work for being ageless or fountain of youth, which is interesting because we also talked about that in part 1 about ageism and body image and stuff. Interesting. Thank you, Saint Germain. Always popping up when we need. Now, Twin Flame, I'm going down the wrong track here. So be mindful you're not going down the wrong track when it comes to a Twin Flame. It's funny because I was like, maybe I'll do a Twin Flame reading, but I don't even know if I want to go there. You know what I mean? It's a whole other kettle of fish. Twin flame, here we go. Angus. This card indicates a twin flame relationship, which is the deepest form of romantic love. To form such a partnership, you must follow your inner guidance, learn personal growth lessons, and have patience with divine timing. Once twin flames find each other, everything in their life reaches new heights of love and light. Additional meanings. The person that you're inquiring about is your soulmate or twin flame. You will soon be with your twin flame, or keep your heart open, stay positive, and follow your guidance to manifest your prayers about your love life. 2-2 portal. Angus is a Celtic god who helps soulmates and twin flames meet and enjoy harmonious relationships. A twin flame is an even closer and more eternal version of a soulmate relationship. But I just want to say, twin flame relationships, if you know, you know, highly challenging. Because this is not something that necessarily will get resolved in one lifetime. It is something that gets learned over several lifetimes. So soulmates are really great because you can, like, you know, Netflix and chill with them now and also just have a good laugh. Twin flames, you could reunite in this lifetime, but you might not. And there's a whole bunch of other business there that I'm not going to get into at the moment. Anyway, I saw 2112 on the timer when I said that. So he helps lovers resolve arguments with his magical harp music and healing kisses. When Angus first saw a beautiful maiden named Care, he fell deeply in love. Angus followed Care until he found her bound to swans by silver chains. Angus transformed himself into a swan so that he'd be forever bound to his twin flame. Call upon Angus to meet your soulmate or twin flame and to resolve quarrels in love relationships. So that's a nice little reminder. Listen, I pray to saints all the time for certain things. St. Anthony, Catholic saint, can't go wrong. I've found things I never thought I'd ever find. Things that were lost, patron saint of lost things. I'm smelling a nice cologne right now. Like a musk, pepper, a little bit of black pepper and stuff. Yeah, so that's coming for you. I hope that really helps. Anyways, part 1, part 2, part 3. This is part 3. What? If you stuck around, I really appreciate it. I love you so much. I am Hope. Smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm new. I could love your support. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Stay tuned. Go for the 2-2 portal. Love you. Bye.